Azeroth must not fall. Do not give in to the power.
Christiana Pine? Watch your back.
How may I help? Good luck, Ray.
See you around.
Ishnu Allah, may a loon light your path.
It shall be your last! Enjoy this moment, mortals. It shall be your last! Enjoy this moment, mortals. It shall be your last!
Hello Internet, Taliesin here, and today we are talking Cool Terrace. We are talking find information. We are talking the next expansion of World of Warcraft. But most of all, we are talking Jaina Proudmoore. Because guys, and I'm not being funny here, okay, but we need to talk about Jaina. Because there's a feeling in the WoW community at the moment, an assumption, an acceptance even, that Jaina Proudmoore is going to be an antagonist in the next expansion. That she's a baddie. That she is just the latest and possibly most tragic example of the Blizzard good character goes bad formula, which is totally one of their favourite formulas. Just after bad character goes good, dead character goes alive, and old character goes young. And that when 8.0 rolls along, she is going to be entry on our list of people that we need to kill on various difficulty settings, and then loot that corpse every time till we get the tier pants we deserve. And you may be thinking, but Taliesin, that's ridiculous. No one with a belly button that perfect could ever be evil, which would be wrong anyway, but the thing is, you're probably not thinking that, because it's alarming how difficult it is to find a WoW commentator right now that isn't working on the assumption that Jaina has become evil. You probably think it yourself. So common has that idea become. But I'm here to tell you that you are wrong, Internet, because not only is Jaina Proudmoore not going to be the big bad of the next Warcraft expansion, but I believe she's going to be an overall hero, and she might just save us all. So join us as we talk about why Jaina Proudmoore will not be the big bad of World of Warcraft 8.0, okay? Go, 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 go. Now, of course, it goes without saying that until Blizzard confirm literally anything about the new expansion officially, pretty much everything we discuss here regarding the future of World of Warcraft is pure speculation, which is fine. Speculation is fun. Like, what I imagine Jeff Goldblum is doing right now is probably a lot more exciting than what he's actually doing, but it's still fun to think about, you know? And when it comes to the next World of Warcraft expansion, we don't have long to wait for the truth, because Gamescom 2018 is just around the corner, and that is when most of us are expecting that Blizzard will officially announce the next expansion, just like they revealed Legion at Gamescom 2016. And of course, it was at that first Gamescom reveal that Alex Afrabiazi sowed the first official seeds of doubt regarding the future of Jaina when he said,
I can't say where Jaina went, but she was pissed off.
But we'll come to that later, because right now, let's have fun with predictions in this glorious time when anything we say could potentially be right, and nothing we say is demonstrably wrong, because we've got until August the 24th till Blizzard shit all over these predictions with their expansion reveal. Fuck, they might even shit all over our prediction that there will be an expansion reveal at Gamescom, and actually that would be just like them. So before we talk about Jaina, let's look at what context people are expecting her to return. Round up everything we think we know about the end of Legion, and what we think we know about the next expansion. Now, a lot of what we know about this comes direct from what is already on the PTR of 7.3, although for the really juicy stuff, we have our old friend data mining to think, and you know what they say about data mining, who the fuck even knows? All of this is based on actual stuff that's been discovered in the files, and in particular, a whole load of voice lines which appear to straight up tell the story of the end of the expansion. You might not be interpreting it properly, it might be changed, it might be all an ingenious ploy by Blizzard, planting false information deep down there to throw us off the scent, because by the way, if I was in charge of WoW development, that is totally what I would do. Every time we released a patch, I would make sure that there was always some fake information about player housing or a new Tinker class or the fall of Nomi raid tucked away deep in the files, and then I would sit back and I would watch the chaos ensue. And in hindsight, this might be why Blizzard keeps rejecting these applications. So all of this could be that, but on the assumption that it's not, this is how Legion is going to end. Basically, it looks like Sargeras has been using the world soul of the entire planet Argus to fuel the never-ending armies of the Legion, but at the same time has been working towards using the last essences of the slain Titans, which he has captured and tortured into submission, to form a new corrupted pantheon. He's already done this with poor old Agramar, who did not take Sargeras' fell corruption in his stride. Agramar did not take it in his stride. Ah, never mind. A pantheon which will also include the newly birthed world soul of Argus itself, a brand new titan. Throughout the final Argus raid, we stop all of this by saving the essence of Dryanar, the life giver, and then it would seem the other titans too, so that when Argus is reborn, the titans use their power combined to transport him to the seat of the pantheon itself, where we get to fight him in battle, presumably the only way that we could ever hope to face a fully fledged titan on the neutral footing. When that fight is over, it looks like Sargeras himself will make an appearance, filling up the sky. It'll probably look a bit better than this, but gutted for you, Sargeras, because Aman'Thul and the rest of the restored pantheon use the last vestiges of their power to imprison him and themselves in the seat of the pantheon, with Illidan as their jailer, who will keep watch to make sure no more Sargeras-y shit ever goes down again. The last words of all of this appear to be the Burning Crusade is over, which is pretty much as big a full stop as you can possibly put on things. And on top of that, there's bound to be a shed load of awesome cinematics going off left, right and centre, with more plot twists and happenings that we have no idea about here. Like, for example, if Illidan's final words aren't, "See, I was prepared after all, motherfuckers," then frankly Blizzard are seriously losing it. But the implications for Legion, Sargeras and Illidan in World of Warcraft's immediate future are all pretty clear. There will be no more demons. There will be no more icky green fell, which incidentally means that that Jaina definitely isn't a Dreadlord, by the way, and that as of now, WoW is on the hunt for a brand new big baddie. Because the Burning Legion and Sargeras have been the go-to antagonists for so long. How do you fill that massive, overarching, evil-shaped hole that they leave behind? What is next on the smorgasbord of deadly delights and world-ending threats? Well, it turns out that our old friend data mining is giving us clues to that too, and it looks like you may have to get your sea level. The question of who takes over from the Legion after Legion isn't an especially challenging one to answer. Most people are pretty convinced that in one form or another, the focus is about to turn to the old gods, who we know a little bit about, and their masters, the Void Lords, who we know next to nothing about. Of course, the old gods and the Void have always been around in WoW, but it wasn't until Chronicle Volume 1 came out last year that the groundwork really started being laid to position them as the ultimate battles of the universe. Fear of the Void Lords, we now know, is the whole reason that Sargeras started the Burning Crusade in the first place, reasoning that it was better to wipe out all life in the universe than let it fall under the influence of the Void Lords. They are that bad. So the idea that the Void and their agents on Azeroth, the old gods, would move center stage after Legion is a pretty standard one. Even without Chronicle, the Broken Isles are positively littered with clues that point towards N'Zoth, his pawn queen Azara, and if you're a Shadow Priest, your girlfriend, your artifact weapon, has been whispering in your ear for the last year and a half, explicitly telling you as much. Which brings us to the data mined armor sets. These robes are called in the files Kulturas Quest, which is the standard naming convention Blizzard uses for its leveling gear. Those sets that you put together as you went from 100 to 110 on the Broken Shore were labelled Legion Quest. So the mere presence of these sets seems to be a straight-up confirmation that Kulturas will be, at the very least, a leveling zone in the next expansion. I mean, at this stage, that really does seem about as certain as you getting a very good night's sleep after a quick after-work drink with Bill Cosby. It's pretty much guaranteed, and all of this is exciting because it hints at the long-awaited South Seas expansion that the player base has been pretty much demanding for years. This is Kulturas, as shown in Chronicle Volume 2, just off the coast of the Eastern Kingdoms, although it's never been seen in-game before, and Blizzard have confirmed that the island was physically moved during the Cataclysm, so now, basically, it could be anywhere. And even though we've never seen it before, we certainly have heard of it, because it is the seafaring island nation previously ruled over by Grand Admiral Daelin Proudmoore, the father of Derek Proudmoore, who died fighting in the Second War, Tandred Proudmoore, who presumably is in charge of it now, and of course, Jaina Proudmoore. And remember what we already know about Jaina.
I can't say where Jaina went, but she was pissed off.
I'm noble, okay, but here's a quick history of Jaina as I see it. Jaina moved away from Kulturas at a young age and became a student of Antonidas of the Kirin Tor, who trained her into the badass mega mage she is now. Over the years, she has been romantically involved with Arthas, helped take out Kel'Thuzad, saved thousands of citizens during the fall of Lordaeron and resettled the refugees in Kalimdor, became Bezies with Thrall, helped purge Grom Hellscream of demonic corruption, helped defeat Archimonde at Mount Hejal, and stopped an actual demonic invasion of the entire planet, founded and ruled over the city of Theramore, allowed her own father to be killed when the Horde assaulted Theramore in an attempt to preserve peace, became Bezies with Aegrin, stopped the Alliance forces from retaking Lordaeron in the Battle of Undercity, helped us kill Arthas and then cry about his locket, went to a wedding, survived the destruction of Theramore and the actual death of all her people when the Horde dropped a mana bomb on her, took leadership of the Kirin Tor and allied them with the Alliance, helped stop the Thunder King, helped take out Orgrimmar and Garrosh Hellscream, empowered your ring, lost a vote to keep the Horde out of Kirin Tor, and her current whereabouts is unknown. But I mean, probably the only person in the history of Warcraft who has done more for the people and planet of Azeroth is, well, you. So why are so many people willing to believe that she would suddenly turn out bad? The narrative surrounding Jaina is that, and I quote, Jaina has become a crazy bitch. She's gone crazy psycho. Fuck Jaina, she's just insane at this point. Psycho bitch, psycho bitch, psycho bitch. And it's true that she is currently vehemently anti-Horde and very resentful of Khadgar and the Kirin Tor. Of course, in my mind, holding that against her is a bit like saying the US was psycho crazy bitches for declaring war on Japan after Pearl Harbor. But it doesn't matter what I think or what those who are clearly desperate for her to turn evil think. What matters is what Blizzard think.
I can't say where Jaina went, but she was pissed off.
Oh, fuck. So on the face of things, it certainly does look like the stars are aligning for a Jaina as big bad scenario unfolding here. We have a super powerful, resentful mage who's gone AWOL to harbor a grudge. We have the next expansion, which is going to be at least partially set in her home country, along with her people who appear to enjoy embroidering what looks suspiciously like old god tentacles onto their robes. We have voice lines already in-game, like Il'gynoth saying,
is a crater, and we have filled it.
And data mined lines yet to come, like Varimathras in the Argus raid telling us she has already planted the seeds of its downfall. She is patient, that one. All of which could point towards Jaina having fallen under the influence of the last remaining old god, the underwater dwelling N'Zoth. So why don't I agree? Most of what I think is based around the fact that, to my mind, there are just much better candidates to become the big bad over and above Jaina Proudmoore. If we really are going for a seafaring expansion, as seems pretty likely, then obviously the overall evil presence lurking in the background has to be N'Zoth, which means that Queen Ashara and the Naga will definitely have a role to play. For me, when Varimathras says she is a patient one, that one, it's clearly Queen Ashara, who's been biding her time for 10,000 years now, that he's referring to. And if, as it seems, Kulturas has fallen under Old God influence, it appears much more likely to me that this happened while Jaina was away. She went back to her home country in her strop, and that's when she made a discovery that her people are now worshipping N'Zoth, and that's when she comes to ask us for help, realizing the bigger threat that this represents, and her return acts as our launch pad into the next chapter of the game. Basically, I think that Jaina discovering Kulturas in trouble and needing our help to save her people is the get out of jail card Blizzard have been looking for to bring her character back on side. I mean, what better way to make Jaina lose her grudge against the Horde and see sense than the Horde forces helping to rescue the island of her birth? Apart from anything else, I think that fighting to liberate Kulturas from the Naga or Old Gods alongside Jaina and seeing her reaction to that would be a lot more interesting than her being in charge of the enemy, especially if that means us facing off against a corrupted Lord Admiral Tandred, her brother. And while we're at it, by the way, I think that Kulturas is likely to be one of a number of leveling island zones in the next expansion, which we will navigate around on 8.0's equivalent of order halls, our faction ships. So I don't know if it's going to be all that important in the grand scheme of things anyway, tantalizing as it seems now. But that doesn't mean that I don't think Blizzard have got a good guy gone bad story up their sleeves here, or that I think Queen Azara and N'Zoth will be the only baddies we face off against in 8.0, because I'd like to draw your attention, if I may, to two characters who are about to get very important in this game: Magni Bronzebeard and Illyria Windrunner.
It's good to see you again.
Magni.
Make some noise for Hood Adjacent. IndieWide calls it Comedy Central's most exciting show in years.
The Hood is a new Disneyland, except the lines are shorter and you might get shot.
And Vanity Fair says James Davis is the Hood Adjacent star we need right now.
I'm from South Central, but not that South Central.
And Yahoo says Davis is a charming guy with a lot to say.
You get a big booty. You get a big booty. Everybody get a big booty.
Hood Adjacent with James Davis, all new tonight at 9 on Comedy Central.
Hood Adjacent is popping.
Illyria Windrunner. Magni, you will be familiar with. He's the ex-king of the dwarves who got turned into diamond, but is now basically the reason that our characters know there is a world soul to protect in Azeroth. And we know this because he says that Azeroth is talking to him. In fact, he is receiving whispers from the earth. Do you remember we were talking about N'Zoth? Yeah, in case you'd forgotten, he's the one that corrupted Deathwing by whispering to him through the earth. But, you know, I'm sure that's just a coincidence, and it's definitely not a big fuck-off massive warning sign at all, and we should all trust Magni and do exactly what he says for real. And I'm sure when Il'gynoth says,
The King of Diamonds has been made a pawn.
he definitely wasn't talking about the king who is made out of diamond helping to bring about the coming of the Void Lord. Why would you even think that, you paranoid idiot? Magni is just fine. Do everything he says, it'll be fine. And then there's Illyria Windrunner, a character that isn't even back in the live game yet, but is all over 7.3. She and her bae Tyrallion have been missing ever since Draenor became Outland, and both make their long-awaited return on Argus to help us bring about the final end of the Burning Crusade. Tyrallion is now a super hot space paladin and de facto leader of the Army of Light. Illeria's story is a bit more complicated. We know from data mined information that despite her Legend of Azeroth status and frankly incredible heaving bosom, I'm sure that's just a gravity thing, okay? Gravity is clearly just really odd on Argus. Illyria is not wholly trusted by the Army of Light, mostly because she has been dabbling with the Void in a big way, studying it under the tutelage of someone called Locus Walker. I mean, seriously, Illyria, why would you trust someone called Locus Walker? It's like doing everything a friendly stranger called Eternal Damnation Destruction Shitbag Liarface tells you and thinking everything is going to be fine. It's not going to be fine. Mind you, and to be fair, if you're a Discipline or Shadow Priest, then you've been doing your fair share of Void dabbling in Legion already. And Illyria seems to have everything under control, so maybe she'll be okay. And oh no, here's a data mined Void Illyria model. It's not fine, it's all gone to shit. It's not clear whether Illyria's brush with the void will go any further than the 7.3 Crown of the Triumvirate dungeon, which looks to be pretty void heavy. Either way, it raises some fascinating potential future interactions. We know that the third Windrunner sister, Varisa, will have a heart-to-heart with Illyria on Argus and tell her about Sylvanas, and how she's like, you know, all dead, but not really dead, and in charge of all the dead people, and also the Horde and all that stuff. And we know it's Sylvanas that is likely being referred to in Varimathras' voice lines to Horde players, where he basically says it was old god whispers that told Vol'jin to make Sylvanas war chief rather than the spirits that Vol'jin thought. Basically, things are lining up nicely for a massive Illyria, Varisa, and Sylvanas shitstorm, and I'm calling it here. The next expansion won't be called The Tides of Ashara, or Rides of the Old Gods, or The Dark Below. The next expansion is going to be called Windrunner. In my mind, all of this is enough to let Jaina off the hook, and I am super pleased about that, because Jaina deserves much, much more than to go down as psycho crazy bitch crazy psycho. And if it is time for her WoW story to come to an end after all of this time, wouldn't the most fitting way be her putting her trust into the Horde and Alliance once again to liberate her home before becoming the ruler of the neutral city hub of Kul'Tiras? That sounds just about right to me, and it's a hope that I get to hold on to until the 24th of August, when Blizzard inevitably shit all over this video with their Wrath of the Psycho Bitch Jaina expansion. Oh, I look forward to the comment section of this video on August the 25th. Thanks for joining us today, and a special thank you to all of our patrons, without whose support this video would not exist. If you enjoyed it, don't thank me or Evertel, thank them. If you didn't enjoy it, downvote the shit out of it. And remember, my name is Kaif. No, my name is Taliesin, from me and Evertel. Cheerio.
Let's suppose that you're writing a really important email to a colleague. Or a post on Facebook that all your friends will see. Or a paper for your English class that you just have to get an A on. Or a resume for your dream job. Or a message to your crush on a dating site. The point is that you write important things each and every day. And whether you're an English professor or an English learner, we all could use a second pair of eyes to help us make sure we're always putting our best foot forward. Enter Grammarly, a writing app developed by some of the world's leading linguists. Grammarly helps you find and fix grammar, spelling, and punctuation errors wherever you write. Errors that other spelling and grammar checkers just can't catch. Grammarly also helps you improve word choice and style, making your writing clear and compelling all the time.
yours to command. I am here to serve. The Ebon Blade will prevail.
The Scourge has risen against us. Send the invaders back to their graves! Should you fall, know that your sacrifice will bring me great glory this day!
Are there none among the Scarlet Crusade with the strength to challenge me?
None shall oppose you, Del.
I'm out of range.
I am yours to command. We do what the living cannot. The Ebon Blade will prevail.
This war will... Those who terrorize the innocent have no place in this world or the next. The realm of shadow offers little respite to the souls of the wicked.
You defile the sanctity of this chapel with your presence. The holy light shall burn you! You defile the sanctity of this chapel with your presence. The holy light shall burn you! The power of the light, I will banish you, Scourge! Has forsaken me?
Well met. We do what the living cannot. Rise up, High Inquisitor. Your Death Lord calls you back to this world.
What do you see? I live? Is the anguish of death over?
We have not come to offer peace, High Inquisitor.
Why then? Why have you done this to me?
The day of reckoning is at hand. The Burning Legion has come to destroy our world. The Knights of the Ebon Blade have come to offer you a chance at atonement.
Atonement? I doubt that such a thing exists for me.
Join us, and we will find out together.
Indeed we shall.
We are driven by a single purpose.
will listen for now. Tomorrow is another day.
Greetings. We do what the living cannot.
What? Leave me be. We press on. Actions. Surrender to the Ebon Blade!
I shall serve.
What do you see?
on you. See you later.
Hello. Have a good one.
What do you seek?
Surrender to the Ebon Blade! Surrender to the Ebon Blade!
What do you seek?
I shall serve.
Nothing shall stand
This war
in
will
our
not
way.
be won with words.